If this is your first video you're watching, hi, I'm Caressa, and my quality is not normally quite so bad. I have been filming on my phone, which is super professional, but not last weekend, but the weekend before that, I had my phone stolen at a Mexican restaurant. This is the one time that I will say, do not reach out to me. Don't. I'm not there. You're not gonna get me. Also, shout out to my short bookcases. They never make an appearance in videos because they look awful. They are some of my favorite bookcases, and they have display lights. It blows everything out on camera, so you can't tell, but they look gorgeous. But today, I didn't want to talk about my glorious bookcases. Instead, I wanted to talk about the not-so-glorious Diana the Musical. If you've been living under a rock for the past month, much like I have, you may not know that there is a new musical that is proshot with the original Broadway cast on Netflix for anyone to watch. Now, this musical has been getting terrible reviews. And a lot of that hate has been coming from a scene that happens in the beginning of the musical that is very unusual and possibly in bad taste. Basically, it's a scene where Charles and Diana are at a concert. Now I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes context here, but it is basically a dream sequence inspired by that famous photograph where Princess Di has fallen asleep while at a royal event. And this dream sequence gets a little wild. Basically to show contrast between Charles, who is 32, and Diana, who is 19. Charles brings Diana to a cello concert, and Princess Diana is talking about how boring it is and how much she wished it were contemporary for the time music. And then there's a dance scene that's a little bit wild, and Princess Diana takes off her skirt and plays the electric cello. So it's not like the best. And I understand why people are clowning on it. Like, I do. I totally get it. I have seen a lot of people say that in context they either love it because it shows the contrast and it shows how young Diana was and how ill-suited these two may have been for each other. And other people who say they hate it, who are like, did Diana like pop music? Why is she in a white skirt? Why is there a dance sequence with Charles doing a... Yeah, maybe it's not great. So I get both sides there. I really do. If I had gone into the musical without knowing that was a scene, I think I would have been shocked. But I did know going into it that that was a part of it, as I think everyone should, or they will be shocked and a little bit taken back. It doesn't stand out as much as you might think in the musical. There are some scenes in the musical that are really high peak camp that a lot of people really enjoyed. James Hewitt was one of them, and the Fuck You dress was another one. Obviously, by those titles alone, I'm sure you can imagine how they got campy. And then there are more serious pieces like the closing number If, which follows Diana's death, and the scene where Princess Diana goes through her postpartum depression, which is obviously very serious. If you know the most about Princess Diana, let me just say right here, I have heard from British people, it is horribly historically inaccurate. I don't think there's a ton of people who love it, but I think there are a couple reasons for that. One, the show never got an opportunity to iron out the kinks. This show opened in March of 2020 and closed down on March 11th of 2020 because of the COVID pandemic. So they haven't had the opportunity with an audience to really figure out what works and what didn't work and make those changes. Two, they had a qualified creative team, but not the right creative team. The lyrics in this musical are, at times, passable, and at times, tragic. The rhyming is so simple that I can think of better rhymes off the top of my head. And there's so much unnecessary filler trying to get those simple rhymes to work. Or they just drop the rhyming entirely and you're like, I think they could have done better here because the words that they're saying were not necessarily the best words to be saying that. The creative team involved did come from away in Memphis, so they are qualified. They just maybe aren't the right creative team for this project. Here are some screen grabs that, yes, are really lyrics in Diana the Musical. In 3, the musical doesn't have a consistent tone. They're not sure if it's campy or if it's incredibly serious. Generally speaking, a project like this could use some more distance, just in terms of like more time passing before it's appropriate, or before it's popular, or before it's tasteful. So with all that being said, I think you should watch it. If you love musicals like me, if you don't know that much about Princess Diana and you're okay with a little bit of historical inaccuracy, it is, at the end of the day, a Broadway proshot. I mean, the time and attention to detail involved in this, the costumes are fabulous, the actors are fabulous. There are times where it really, really works, and the ensemble is giving 110% the whole time. I mean, anyone can look at it and appreciate the work that went into it, and get a little giggle from some of the things that just do not work. If anything, I think this shows that proshots can generate noise and generate an audience for a play. I'm a little worried that this review is basically, watch the show, but it's bad, but watch it anyway, I really enjoyed it. But in the end, to surmise everything, watch the show, but it's really bad, but I really, really enjoyed it. And as I've been filming for longer than 20 minutes, and I'm not that good at reviewing things that aren't books, I think I will just say goodbye. As a little project for you down in the comments, let me know if you've seen it and what you thought. And if you haven't seen it, let me know if you're gonna watch it or why you won't watch it. I will try and convince you otherwise, unless you hate musicals, because it's really not for you if you're not a musical fan. Anyway, that's it for me, and I'll see you next time with better quality and hopefully with a better video concept. Bye.